Community Kitchen is proudly brought to you by Gemini Catering Equipment at gemcat.com.au. And tonight's episode of Community Kitchen has been proudly supported by the Spotted Mallard, Sydney Road, Brunswick, offering $8 pints of craft beer from 4 to 6 p.m, 6 days a week. Take a gander at their website and check out their eclectic, diverse weekly events.
Tonight we have Neil Sinclair in the kitchen to make a delicious haggis. We have a chat with Ben Pobjie and we listen to a lovely song by Eaten by Dogs. This is Community Kitchen and we are at the Spotted Mallard today with Neil Sinclair.
Hi.
I'm Laura Davis and today we're going to be cooking...
Haggis.
Haggis.
And nips and tatties.
What is tatties?
Tatties is the way Scottish people say potatoes.
Oh,
yeah.
That seems unnecessary.
It is. It's short for them, and they've got busy lives. And nips are like they're Swede.
So where are we up to with our preparation for this?
All right. Well, I've got those potatoes done. I've got to peel the Swede, and again then chop that. But you've got to chop that smaller than the actual potato because it is harder and it takes long to cook.
Ah, fair
enough. You're going to mash it all together, so we're going to cook it all in the same pot.
Oh, it's a...
Mash it all together, put loads of butter in there because...
Have you made this before?
Not the nips, no.
Because you're talking about it with a lot of authority.
Well, I know how long Swede takes to cook. Potatoes take to cook. I've cooked all this stuff before. Yeah, it's all pretty simple stuff. Like to make the actual haggis, that would have been really hard.
Yeah.
Luckily we managed to find one.
What is a haggis for those of us who don't know?
It's like the insides of a sheep mashed together and then put into the stomach of a sheep and then cooked. But loads of herbs and spices and stuff so that it tastes absolutely delicious.
You'd have to do that.
Yeah. The Scottish are very proud of the haggis because it tastes nice and it's made of disgusting things.
Ah.
I went to my sister's house, right, for haggis, nips and tatties once.
Yeah.
And she was having a vegetarian haggis. And that had like pulses and vegetables and things all kind of mashed into it. And I was like, that's not what a haggis is. A haggis is the bits that people usually throw away. So a vegetarian haggis should be like the peel and like the bits of skin and the bits of dirt.
She shouldn't feel proud about that.
Yeah, she's cheating.
No pride.
But first thing we've got to do is we've got to put the haggis on to simmer for half an hour.
Okay.
All right.
What happens if you don't do that?
Well, doesn't cook.
But if it boils?
If it boils, then the bag splits and you get apparently what's called a murdered haggis. No one wants that. It kind of seeps into the water and it's more like an innard soup.
Oh yeah, let's not have that happen, please.
No, here we go.
That's a pretty great paisley pot.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I really like that. I don't think you've got to cook it in a paisley pot.
No, but it probably helps.
But I think it helps. Oh, yeah. I think I've turned it down. This stove is frightening. Right. And it is hot.
Intense.
Now the nips and tatties.
Okay.
All right. So we've got some of the potatoes here. We've peeled this, so we'll get to chop that soon.
Do you want me to...
Yeah, go ahead. Chop that into pieces about half that size.
So half that size?
Yes, that's cool. That's really good.
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty experienced.
You've worked in the kitchen.
Yeah, maybe for the last 8 years or so.
Oh, wow, cool.
For a while. What's the worst job you've ever had?
The worst job I've ever had was I used to clean aeroplanes on the insides.
Cleaning them on the outside would actually be fun.
It would be great, wouldn't it?
Just with a broom? I imagine they clean it with a broom.
Yeah, like a giant squeegee.
Yeah. How did you get a job cleaning airplanes on the inside?
I used to live in Crawley, and the only thing in Crawley is an
dirty
airport.
Airplane.
Yeah, pretty much. And there was one guy there he used to work like 14-hour shifts, and he used to be in the army, and he was mental, and he expected everyone to live up to his standard. Oh, but everyone there didn't want to be there. It was horrible. Everyone was just like, oh. It was a weekend, like a casual job during the holidays.
Fair enough. But how dirty do airplanes get on the inside?
Oh, really dirty. There's bits of wee. There's
just bits of it.
Bits of wee, just everywhere. I found a weird kind of a kind of graphic novel, cartoon, comic thing, but it was really highly pornographic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't go on a plane without it.
No, without your
What if the
animated
plane
pornography.
goes down? What if the plane goes down?
Exactly.
And you could have spent your last
few minutes not looking at an animated version of a... Yeah.
Do you think you would react well in a plane crash?
No, I'd react so badly. I'd be awful.
I think you would. You seem pretty stable though.
I'm pretty stable. Whoa!
That's...
But not in a crisis. I'm terrible in a crisis. But I also, because I'm so tall, I get put next to the emergency seat all the time.
Yeah, you would be in charge.
Yeah, I'd be in charge, but we go, oh my God, we're going to die! Help us! Right, so, this is a good way to peel potatoes, right?
Okay.
I've been boiling this for a couple of minutes. And can I have the knife?
Yes.
The best part of the potato, the most flavoursome part of the potato, is just under the skin. So if you peel it with a peeler...
Ah, is it like that grey bit around the edge? Is that where the taste is?
I think that's where it's cooked. Right, I've never...
you cooked that?
Yeah, I boiled it for a while, and now you just kind of peel it. Although I didn't realise how long this would take.
Well, that's all right.
It's really burning my fingers as well. So it gets you the best potato, but it's time-consuming and painful. But it does make the mashed potato taste a little bit better.
That is quite hot and painful. It seems a bit unhygienic to be digging my fingernails into it.
It does, doesn't it? Everything's wrong with this. I was shown this by a German guy.
Oh yeah, they're very efficient.
Well, yeah, they are very efficient, so this seems like a very fiddly way of doing it.
Good.
Wow, look at this grater! That's not a grater.
Yeah, don't use that. That's for when you want it to be fancy.
I do want it to be fancy.
Do you have people like if you want to impress a lady friend, perhaps what would you cook? I recommend not haggis.
Yeah, what do you mean? Not like here's some insides. It would be lasagna.
Use that one, yours still sucks.
Well, no, this is really good because it's only scraping off the skin. It's not being the sharp bit. Oh, here we go. Give me that. Yeah, I'll make a good lasagna.
So she comes round.
Yeah.
She brings a bottle of wine because she's.
That's very nice of her.
Yeah,
thanks very much. Is it nice wine? Is it like?
She doesn't know.
Okay, cool. She's giving it a go.
She's done her best.
Well, I
she
appreciate
picked the
that.
nicest label.
Yeah, cool. She had a good method of choosing. That's really nice of her.
And she comes in your door and says, "Hi Neil, I'm here for our date."
Oh wow. Hi.
What's for dinner?
Oh, maybe lasagna.
Yeah.
I make a really good lasagna, but instead of mince, like cut up some stewing beef and just cook it for a really long time beforehand.
Okay.
That's a nice one.
That is, yeah.
And
for dessert?
Dessert? Oh, I don't know. I'll probably just buy a cheesecake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, some Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Okay.
I love Ben & Jerry's
so
ice
she
cream.
should not have spent too much time picking out the wine.
What do you mean? I've made a lasagna. All right, so we're going to have to cook these potatoes. Or a roast. I'm really good at making roasts.
Yeah.
Really good at making roasts. I make Yorkshire puddings and they're really hard to make. Well, they seem like they're really hard to make and everyone fails because there are a few simple things you just got to do.
What do you have to remember with a Yorkshire pudding?
Keep the oil has to be hot, really hot. And you're not allowed to open the oven once you put it in for about 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
But there's secrets.
They're the rules.
Yeah, here we are. I've just got to get some more water.
Okay.
So I'll be back in 2 seconds. We are about to put the nips and tatties, the potatoes and the swede, into the pot to boil.
Okay.
Yes. All right, so here we go. Here we are.
Maybe if I do that. Yeah. Are you all right?
Here we go. Well, that's.
Let's just do it handful by handful. Yeah, nothing.
It's really hot water. Here we are. I've never worked with such a big chopping board. Here we go.
That's probably the problem.
Yeah, it is. Usually I hold the chopping board over and just kind of pour it in. And here we go. No, that's the worst idea I've ever had.
Can you bring the pot over?
I can use this.
Yeah, okay.
Here we are. All right. Here we go.
We were talking to you before about maybe some dates. Have you ever been on any particularly bad dating experiences?
Bad dates. I don't know about... Oh, yeah, hi. All right, so I had a girl come round. I can't remember what I cooked, but I cooked something probably very delicious.
Yeah.
And I rented a film out. I thought I'd get a horror film, because that's nice, isn't it? You know, everyone, we all cozy up together on the couch.
A little bit of a cuddle, there you go.
Don't worry, I'll protect you.
Yeah.
And I rented out this a Swedish vampire film called Let the Right One In.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
And it's not that kind of horror film at all. It's like it's 14-year-olds coming to terms with like sexuality and stuff like that. And there's one point where she's a vampire, so she's been alive for like 200 years, but in the body of a 14-year-old girl. You see her vagina, and it's like, oh, I don't want this to. This isn't working, is it?
Yeah, that is uncomfortable.
People were talking about it and saying it was a really good film, and in other contexts, it's a really good film.
Probably.
But a good date isn't watching a young, adorable young boy getting bullied severely, and then a 14-year-old girl vampire's vagina. That's not a good date. It's not a good date.
I went on a date to a movie once. And the gentleman picked the movie, and he picked Chuck and Larry with Adam Sandler, and he laughed at every single punchline, every single fart joke, every single homosexual joke. He laughed, and he would push me every time that he laughed to make sure that I was laughing too. And I was so rattled by the time I got out. I was like, no, I need to go straight home. This will never work.
That's really good though, because you knew straight away that that's not the kind of person you want to be near. Like that isn't someone you want to spend any more time with.
I'm sorry, I can't. Thanks for the muffin, but I'm going to go home.
Here's the money back for the muffin, so we don't owe anything to each other forever now. Now let's go. All right, so the vegetables are in. Better put some salt in there, because it's what you do.
Well, that's pretty good. So that cooks for a little bit longer?
Yep, that cooks now.
Okay, well, I might leave you in here.
All right.
And we're going to take a break, and when I come back, we're going to be outside having a bit of a chat to Ben Pobjie on Community Kitchen. Hello, if you're just joining us, we are a community kitchen and we are sitting at the Spotted Mallard with Ben Pobjie. Ben, we were talking to Neil a little bit earlier about bad dates. Have you ever been on a particularly notably terrible date?
I don't know. I haven't ever been on a good date. I know that. Dating.
You've got 3 kids. Something must have gone
but
right for
that's
you.
the strange thing. When I was, in my teens, dating was sort of like something that people did on TV, and it was a weird concept because I didn't see it really happening. Like, you'd see people on TV and they do this thing called dating where you go out with someone who is not your girlfriend yet to see if they want to be. Whereas the way it always works among my circle of friends is you hang out at school and at parties, and at some point you become boyfriend and girlfriend, and then you start going out on dates. And so I tried dating a couple of times and it just didn't work. First of all, I didn't know how to ask people on dates because I knew within myself that I was asking them a terrible thing. Like, I was approaching a girl and saying, would you like to come and spend time with me? And inside I was thinking, if I were her, I wouldn't. Why should she?
No, give it a benefit.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, oh, you poor girl, I'm putting you on the spot here.
Poor thing.
A couple of times, but then I was, I go on the date and I have no idea what to do, and I'd just be sitting there like, so, what do I talk about? So, what are you up to?
You get some note cards or something.
The movie
was... science.
You go and see a movie and then you have dinner and you think that that'll provide a topic of conversation, but then you realise it doesn't. You just go, so the movie was good? And she says, yeah, it was good. And then you're like, yeah, that's it. That's all. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I could have thought of things to say if I was in any way comfortable, but I wasn't. And because it felt such a weird thing.
Did you try the weather at least?
I guess. I mean, if there was anything interesting, it's like if it's raining, you could say, oh, gee, it's raining.
Yeah, that buys you like 3
I don't know what else to say. But also the thing with dating is, it's like, it would sound stupid to say to a girl, would you like to go on a date with me? So it was always just like, do you want to come out. And then I get there and I'm like, maybe she just...
No, see,
what's going on?
I hate that. I don't get asked out very often, but when I do, there's a lot of, hey, do you want to go to the aquarium with me? And I go, maybe I don't want to go out with this person, but I also don't want to say, yes. I don't want to say yes because it would be cruel almost to kind of go with him if I don't feel anything for him. But also, I don't want to say no because he hasn't officially asked me on any dates. So then I just have to pretend like I hate the aquarium. And I don't. I love the aquarium. I'd be like, oh, no, I can't. I can't go there anymore.
You can't say it's the aquarium. They could just ask you somewhere else.
Yeah.
They'll say, oh, okay.
No,
how about the zoo?
I can't go to Chapel Streets. I can't. There's a bikie there.
But yeah, and it's like, I never knew. The whole problem is, it comes down to a basic problem which plagues me throughout life, which is I do not know what other people are thinking.
You don't need to.
Oh no, I do need to. Otherwise, I'm paralysed. Without knowing what they're thinking, without knowing what they think of me, I can't. I find it so hard to proceed because it's such a huge risk.
Is that going to help?
No, I want to know what you think, but I can't because you can lie.
I can't lie. Look at my face.
You might lie. You could lie. People have lied to me before.
I'm sure they have.
I was so inarticulate when I was young, except I could always write. And so the internet came along.
Yeah.
And it's like suddenly, oh, this is how you date.
Yeah, it does
Typing.
help a lot. It does help
It's so much easier than talking when they're not there, and you just type it, and things went so natural. And I met my wife on the internet.
That's good.
In a Yahoo chat room. We're like pioneers, late 90s.
Yeah, that is.
Before it became popular to meet people on the internet. And that's why I love Twitter, because I found that the key to making people like me is that they see me in text before they see me in person.
But if some human beings did want to come and see an impressive performance by you, what's coming up for you soon?
Oh, this is so exciting. Yes, I have a new show in the Comedy Festival, in Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Thank you so much for joining us
thank
today
you.
and having a little bit of a chat. We're going to go in and sample some delicious haggis.
Okay,
right now.
well now I'm scared.
And we'll be back in a little bit on Community Kitchen. We are Community Kitchen at the Spotted Mallard with Neil Sinclair, who has made haggis.
I made some haggis. Now,
why would you do that?
It doesn't look like I kind of hoped it was going to look like.
What did you want it to look like?
I don't know. I didn't want the mashed potato looks kind of like spotty jelly.
That looks okay.
The haggis, I don't know what that is on the outside, whether that's the actual like stomach or it looks like it could be plastic. Like it could have been like that's an extra wrapper. I'm not sure. And the leeks look like something from school dinners, and the gravy's too thin.
No, in Australia it's quite tradition to just bring a packed lunch from home. So you have a Vegemite sandwich and you eat it outside in the playground.
Yeah. You had that option as well, but then you also had the option where they gave you a hot meal. I started off getting school dinners, but I didn't like them, so I went to packed lunches. And I used to take in like Marmite sandwiches, like Vegemite but different. And I'd swap them for all the fancy Italian kids sandwiches because they'd be like, "Oh, I've got salami again." I'd be like, "Oh, yum, here we are." Okay.
Yeah, meat pies are like, yeah, you go first. Oh, that is the best tatties.
That's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
It tastes good.
I don't know if I can face this.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
have
putting
to.
it off.
You have to.
The leeks are okay. Yeah.
Well, you
Like I
didn't
say-
do much to them.
I chopped them. When you chop leeks, you've got to take off the outside leek skin and then rinse them down. The leek sleeve. The leaky sleeve. Oh, this is hard to eat.
It looks beautiful. I imagine it's fine.
It's pretty tasty, actually. I can eat this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try and see if I can eat the outside. Feels like MasterChef.
What would you give as your MasterChef critique?
It's okay. It's good, spicy. Yeah, it tastes okay. It just looks disgusting, which I think is probably the point.
What do you have coming up for us, Neil, so that people who are watching you and make terrible haggis? I'm going to be honest, terrible haggis.
Terrible haggis, thanks.
But you might not be the best chef, but you're a fantastic stand-up comedian. What's coming up for you?
I've got the show Charmingly Useless at the Imperial during Comedy Festival. Yeah. That's not very charming at all, though, is it? It's just it's more useless.
It's so useless.
And I'm also doing another show. I can't remember its name, but it's about board games. I have other comedians.
You should remember it when you can.
I know. Yeah, this seems like an important time to remember things, doesn't it? Yeah, Google it.
We'll Google it. Neil Sinclair's other show.
Yeah.
Enter.
It's to do with
but
board
you have
games.
a website and everything that people can go to? Because, normally we put it about there. For the people at home, it's about there over the disgusting haggis. Oh, it's disgusting. I'm going to get more vitriolic.
You've not even tried the haggis.
I can't do it.
Try the haggis. I've got my website is mrneilsinclair.com because Neil Sinclair was taken by some kind of mortgage broker or something.
No, I really don't want to.
You just try to get a flavour of it.
Speaking of the flavour, we're going to finish up this episode, so thank you very much for just having a chat with us. The band that we have up next is, fittingly, I think, Eaten by Dogs. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Tonight's episode of Community Kitchen was proudly supported by the Spotted Mallard, Brunswick.